All right, ladies and gentlemen, today we're going to be talking about solving some log equations, and so I've set up a couple here, and there's basically two main types of log equations that you're going to get. For these two types of equations, it's either going to be like log base b of something equals log base b of something else, right? And so all we're going to do is set the insides equal. So if this is like 2x plus 6 and this is like x squared, we would say x squared has to be equal to 2x plus 6. Okay, so as long as the bases are the same on both sides of the equation, we can set the insides equal, just like we did for exponents, right? As long as the bases were the same, the exponents were equal. The second type of log equation is when you have a log base b of something and it equals a number. In this case, we're always going to be changing that to an exponential equation, b to the number equals box, okay? And so I have two equations like this right here, but notice they do involve using some properties of logs. So here, to get log equals log, we've got to combine these two. Well, we know subtraction is going to turn into division inside of a single log. So we can condense this to x plus 1 over x plus 2 equals log of x. Now these are both common logs. They have the same base, and in order for these two expressions to be equal, the insides have to be equal. So that's x plus 1 over x plus 2 has to be equal to x. This is a proportion. We can put this over 1. We can use the cross product property and get x squared plus 2x, just make sure you distribute, right, like I did there, is equal to x plus 1. It's a quadratic, subtract over, we get x squared plus x minus 1 equals 0. From here, I don't think this factors. I think we're going to need to use the quadratic formula in order to be able to solve this particular equation. So it's going to be -1 plus or minus the square root of, what's it going to be, 1 plus 4, so this is going to be square root of 5, all over 2. Okay, this is what x is going to be equal to, and I believe the negative value, right, because I do want to check these out. I want to check out what the decimal values are going to end up being, because we can't do log of a negative. And if you plug in negative minus, right, -1 minus the square root of 5 over 2, I know that right here on the log is equal to x, it's going to be undefined because you can't take the log of a negative. So I think we only need the positive version of this. That is, x is going to be equal to -1 plus the square root of 5 over 2. Okay, so test that answer out, make sure it works. You can try and test the other one and it won't. Okay, so that's one of these types of log equations. You condense as much as you can, set the insides equal, and then solve it. Make sure you test your answers, check them out, make sure they work. Okay, 2 is very similar. It's still got the difference. We still want to combine these to get log base 8 of 2x minus 1 over x minus 2 equals 1. But like, we're not going to be setting these things, equal to each other because I don't have a log on this side. Instead, we're going to convert this to an exponential equation. 8 to the first power equals 2x minus 1 over x minus 2. Again, this is a proportion. We can use the cross product property, and I get 8x minus 16 is equal to 2x minus 1. Bring everything, the constant over here, add 16 over, subtract the 2x. I get 6x is equal to 15. X equals 15 over 6, or 5/2. Okay, You can check 5/2 in there. I believe if you plug 2.5 into either one of these, it's both positive and it should work out. Okay. Here's one more like the latter problem. The problem number 2, this is log base 6 of condense. We get x squared over x plus 1 equals 5. Change this to an exponential equation. X squared over x plus 1 equals 6 raised to the 5th power. And then you can solve it from there. Okay, it's going to be a really big number, going to be a bad quadratic, but it's still doable at this point with what you're going to need. All right, and so that's solving some log equations. Okay, so try the homework on that. If you need any help, I'll be around in my office hours on Thursday and Friday in case you run into any problems. I'll also be around on Tuesday for class, where we'll do a couple more example problems and hopefully help you get prepared, okay, for the week. Thanks for watching.